Gentlemen over 60, listen up. This matters. If you awake and the familiar firmness you used to take for granted has quietly faded, it isn't an automatic sentence to decline. It's not proof that you're too old. What I want you to hold on to from the start is this: your body is not broken. The capacity for strong, natural erections still exists. It has simply grown quiet. With the right signals, attention, and simple practices, that power can be coaxed back to life. I'm Dr. Ivy, a board-certified urologist with more than a decade helping men reclaim their physical confidence, intimacy, and everyday vitality. I don't mean risky shortcuts, drugs you don't understand, or uncomfortable procedures. I mean practical, safe methods you can use at home. Awareness, gentle touch, and proper breathing that reactivate the body's own wiring. Today, I'll walk you through two specific pressure points and the simple habits that make their effects last. These are techniques few men ever learn, and they can help restart blood flow, restore sensitivity, and bring back that morning strength, steadily and safely. Before we begin, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and drop a quick comment telling me where you're watching from. This community is growing across continents, and your voice matters. Hearing where you're watching from helps me shape content that actually fits your life. Now, a reality check I wish every older man could hear from a trusted clinician. Losing reliable morning erections doesn't mean your manhood is gone. It means the signals that used to sweep through your body have quieted. The nerves are still alive. The blood vessels can still respond. Your system remembers what to do. It's waiting for a reason to speak up again. Here's what typically happens over time. Important pathways that ferry blood and nerve signals into the pelvic region become underused and a little dormant. Think of it like a room in your house you haven't entered in years. The wiring is intact, but you haven't flipped the light switch in a long time. The moment you flip it again, the room lights up. Erections work the same way. They need a switch, a flow, and an open line of communication between nerve and blood. My job is to show you how to find and flip those switches without force or fear. Let me tell you about Harold, a 74-year-old patient who captured the feeling I see so often. He told me he didn't care about sex anymore. He simply wanted to feel alive again. 3 weeks after practicing the techniques I'll share, he called and said, "I woke up this morning and felt like myself again." That's the truth about aging and erections. You're not irreparably damaged. You've just been out of the habit of turning the power back on. The first switch sits somewhere most men never check. Pressure point 1, the root, often called the perineum. This small zone sits between the scrotum and the anus. Traditional healing systems have long referred to it as the root of life. Western medicine discusses it less, but its importance is real. Why does it matter? Because this patch of tissue behaves like a little valve. It helps regulate both the flow of blood into the erectile tissues and the nerve signals that create sensation and rigidity. When it's pinched, ignored, or scarred by years of sitting and stress, it's like a kink in a hose. The flow drops. Anatomically, beneath that point are structures that matter: the bulbospongiosus muscle and branches of the pudendal nerve. Both are essential for erectile function and sensation. The technique to re-engage this area is simple, safe, and gentle. Sit on a soft, rolled towel or small cushion positioned under that spot so the pressure is even and comfortable. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting your belly expand and relax. Do not push hard. No pain, just presence. Allow the weight of your pelvic floor to rest into the support and sustain that stillness for a few minutes. Within a short time, many men report warmth, a subtle tingling, or the sensation of a pulse, little signs that the neurovascular system there is waking up. Thomas, a 71-year-old veteran I worked with, described it perfectly. It was like the lights had gone out down there. A few days into the routine, he said, "I feel a pulse again. I actually feel alive." That tiny flicker changes everything. It shifts a man's mindset from resignation to hopeful action. The second switch is less obvious but equally powerful. Pressure point 2, the femoral pathway, the inner thigh highway. This runs along the crease where the leg meets the lower abdomen. It's an area most men glance past, yet beneath that line lie two vital conduits: the femoral artery, a major blood highway to the lower body, and the femoral nerve branches that feed pelvic structures. Years of sitting, tight hips, and minimal movement can stiffen and compress this pathway, so the downstream pelvic circulation and nerve signaling get muted. Earl, a 68-year-old truck driver, thought his thighs had nothing to do with erections. He told me, "My thighs are for walking, not this." I asked him to try something simple for 2 weeks: to gently trace the inner thigh crease with light, mindful pressure, pausing where he felt tightness, and to coordinate that with slow, deep breathing. Within 7 days, he noticed warmth creeping into the pelvic area. By 2 weeks, he reported waking with renewed firmness he thought was gone for good. This point does more than improve raw blood flow. It rebuilds confidence. Reconnecting the lower body circulation is a profoundly identity-affirming experience. When the body feels alive again, so does the man. Remember the physiology. Erections need two systems working together: robust blood inflow and clear nerve signaling. If either is reduced, morning strength wanes because the dialogue between brain and body has weakened. The 2 points I've described act in complementary ways. The perineal root frees the local valve of neurovascular tone. The femoral pathway opens the arterial highway, supplying the entire pelvic region. When both are gently reactivated, the system can resume its natural function. To convert short-term gains into long-term, reliable improvements, pair the pressure point work with 3 daily habits. 1. Deep belly breathing for 5 minutes each day. Slow, diaphragmatic breaths increase nitric oxide production and improve vascular relaxation. Breathe in fully through the nose for a count, expand the belly, then exhale slowly to calm the nervous system and help blood vessels dilate. 2. Morning hydration. A single glass of warm, not hot water after waking helps rehydrate tissues and kickstart circulation. Small, consistent measures like this support blood volume and perfusion to sensitive areas. 3. Reduce late-night sugar. High sugar intake, especially in the evening, can disrupt vascular health and degrade endothelial function over time. Cutting back on sugary snacks before bed gives your blood vessels a chance to recover and strengthens erections. Combine those daily habits with 5 focused minutes each morning, spent applying gentle pressure to the perineum and along the inner thigh line, while breathing deliberately. Most men begin to notice differences within a few weeks: warmth, pulsing, increased sensitivity, and a return of morning firmness. Harold, again, told me he felt alive for the first time in a decade after committing to these small practices, a reminder that biology often responds when we simply give it attention. This is not magic. It's restoration. You're not creating something new out of thin air. You're reactivating systems that already belong to you. Your nerves remember. Your vessels can dilate. The body listens when you direct calm attention and consistent, modest effort towards it. If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and share it with another man who might be silently struggling. Spread the knowledge. It helps more than you imagine. I'll continue to make practical, respectful content that supports men's health and dignity. I'm Dr. Ivy. Aging is not the end of vitality. It can be the beginning of renewed strength if you give your body the small, steady signals it needs.